Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's program. I'm Dennis Riordan, President of enunkatuck Audit. Enunkatuck is indigenous communities native to the chapter area, including the investment from the laws of Quimpiac, Taka, enunkatuck, and the Hammonasset people. As we advocate for the conservation of the land and its wildlife, we're indebted to the work of Native and Indigenous people who cherish the land for thousands of years before colonization. Well, let me get started with tonight's program. You can, we're such a small group. If you have questions during the program, you can mute and ask your question. Can you see that all right? UrbanScapes slide. Somebody answer me. All right. So UrbanScapes Native Plant Nursery is a collaboration between enunkatuck Audubon and CPEN, community engagement, community organization that works primarily in the New Hallville section of Connecticut. We each bring our own expertise. CPEN has knowledge and experience in New Hallville. I've been working there for about 10 years. And enunkatuck has been working with Native for 15 years. Project started 3 years ago with support from grant from National Audubon Society, Audubon in Action grant. And then it was supplemented by another grant from the Green. Both of those grants so the question focus on native plants, and the reason is that a major decline in keystone species for all of life. And pollinators involved with native plants. The caterpillars will not eat plants that are brought here from overseas. But there are certain keystone shrubs and trees include oaks, which support hundreds of Lepidoptera, and birds like this black-capped chickadee. Their chicks while they're growing. Willows are incredibly important for butterfly and moth species, but also for those bees. Apple and apple tree are another important species. Also, very important caterpillars. And some plants, goldenrod, asters. In both goldenrod and asters are generally late blooming plants. Provide nectar late sunflowers. Joe Highway. Native perennials. And of course, and central for honors. Modern caterpillars can only feed jungle. So Marine gathered a crew of people together from New Hallville. And here are some of our kids. I say kids, some of them are kids and some of them are young adults. And all of them are wonderful young men. So what we do is we get bare root shrubs and nursery plugs that we pot up, and the guys work with some volunteers as well. And we have about 2,000 plants each year that we start growing. And they've really enjoyed working with these. We did so well our first year with a very limited sales that we thought we ought to have a greenhouse. So we set up a work day and we brought in a huge work crew to excuse me a minute, I have to clear something from the screen. We set up a huge work day, brought it through to put this greenhouse together. The directions that came with the greenhouse said it would take about 6 people a weekend to do it. Wrong, not even close. As you can see from these two guys staring at the fixture here, they're not staring because there's some kind of creature crawling on it. They're staring because they're trying to figure out how the heck they went wrong. Because the directions proved to be very, very, very understated. It took us about a month to build it. And that was after having taken it apart several times, because while the direction said to do this, it wasn't clear whether this was.
Oh God, this
That
is so
way.
horrible.
Excuse me? Audio's not good? I'm sorry, I just opened up the chat here. Let me look at something. Can you hear me all right now? Okay, thank you. But eventually we got the thing put together. Here it is. And we use it for getting plants a head start in the spring. We also put in a herb garden behind the greenhouse. And on a big work day, we had several other people working on putting a demonstration garden along Shelter Avenue. We have a couple of events each year. Pollinator, all things pollinator. Where we bring in a number of our partners, such as Highstead, Pollinator Pathways, Wild Ones, and Ecotype Project. Last summer, we also had Mike Berger from Audubon, New York, Connecticut. He's the executive director. He came down to present Doreen with the Audubon, Connecticut Lifetime Achievement Award for her work with environment in New Haven. And we had a pretty good turnout for that. Well, we also involved the young people in other activities such as canoe cleanups at Beaver Pond Park and West River Memorial Park in New Haven. And there is a lot of trash in the water, which they help us get out. But it's not only that, we also have some fun days. And we just go for a nice fun paddle along the West River between New Haven and West Haven and see such sightings as this great egret. We also went on a whale watch out of Plymouth last year with a pretty good contingent. And we finished up the year with a year-end celebration, during which time the workers get their year-end bonus, which I'm handing out here. And there's the crew that ran the thing last year. So what plants do we have going on this year? American black elderberry and black chokeberry. Chokeberry is blooming now. Elderberry has started to leaf out. Great dogwood is a nice plant, and red chokeberry is. Red chokeberry should be blooming in about a month. We'll have low bush blueberry in probably June. Bearberry is a kind of cool plant with it's low growing with nice red berries. Buttonbush is a nice plant for wet areas. Snowberry is really cool. Gets little white flowers followed by little white berries. When you see it both ways, you're really impressed by what a beautiful plant it is. And some of the herbaceous plants that we have. the Ohio spiderwort that we have is about 4 or 5 inches tall with their stems, no flowers yet. Boneset is an amazing attractor of all sorts of bees and butterflies. Calico aster is a really interesting plant. This is the same plant, both flowers. They come different colors on the same plant. Really weird. I love cutleaf coneflower. The stems can get huge, like 6 or 8 feet. But beautiful, beautiful yellow flowers. Golden Alexanders are important for early pollinators. It's a very early blooming plant. And we have red columbine, wild bergamot. And of course, butterfly weed with, look at that, a monarch butterfly. I think our prices are pretty good. Perennials $10, shrubs and vines $15 to $30. And you can get a complete listing of the plants on our website, enunkatuck.org/plants-for-sale. And we're opening on Saturday, Earth Day. You can pick up or buy plants. We'll have plant information. We'll have some activities for kids on Earth Day, and come for a pancake breakfast. And we're at 133 Hazel Street, the intersection of Hazel and Sherman Avenue in New Haven. Hazel Street is one way towards Sherman from Winchester Avenue, but parking is available along the other part of Hazel, along the south side here, and along Shelton Avenue. And we'll be there from 9:30 to noon on Saturdays. When school lets out, we'll be there Tuesdays and Thursdays during the same hours. So thanks a lot for your attention, and I will open it up for questions or comments. Just unmute yourself and talk away. Donna Lorello.
Hi, Dennis.
Boneset, huh?
Boneset, yes. Big draw in my yard.
Yeah, yeah. And Michael Russo says, do we have any staghorn sumac? No, we do not. I'm sorry. That's an interesting one. Look at getting that, because that's a good one. Doreen, you want to say anything?
Thank you, Dennis. I'm traveling, so I won't say anything.
Okay. Sue, do you have
Hey,
any
Dennis,
thoughts? Yes.
can you hear me?
Yep.
I have a question for Michael Russo, and my dog's going to squeak in, but we were at the nursery and wondering if we tipped off the red twig dog if it would help him bush out or if we should let them get taller. They're about head height now, or anyone else that knows. No.
Can anybody answer that?
Hey, this is Lydia Sue. Just my opinion, yes, you probably could tip them. And that would encourage them to branch, which in some ways mimics what the deer do, because deer will browse them. And that also tends to make them bushier.
Thank you. I agree. Yeah, and we saw that on a few there, but I didn't know if it would help or hurt.
I think it's good that we don't have deer, though. That was a joke. Where is it? Anybody else?
So Michael, I think these were ones that were put in last year. He was asking how old they were.
Oh, yes.
So that, and they're in 1 gallon pots, so they're very full.
Oh. And I just put in the chat the PDF of the plants that will be selling this year. Sorry about that. Cat is not feeling well. Anybody else? All right, well, thank you all, and please stop by on Saturday. Visit our website to see what's available now, and have a good evening, everyone. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Dennis. Look forward to seeing you later in the season.
Okay, Lydia, good.